Now to Jigawa State now, where 40,000 households have been directly affected by floods so far this year. At least 30 people have died and thousands others displaced. Governor Umar Namadi says that 23 out of 27 local government areas have been badly affected. The House of Representatives Committee on Ecological Funds has paid an oversight visit to victims of the floods, blaming climate change, deforestation, land degradation as major social problems affecting areas exposed to flooding every year in Nigeria. Now, flooding has cut off a road in Kano-Maiduguri Highway in Bauchi State. Is the second road on the highway to be affected by floods after heavy rains this season. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has inspected the affected area and reported the situation to the Minister of Works, Engineer Dave Umahi, who visited the state last week when the first road was damaged. Mohammed also warned that communities are at risk of being submerged if the flow of water is not managed effectively. Bauchi has been affected by flooding in the last week, with lives lost and thousands of houses destroyed. Joining me now is Dr. Onimode Bandele, who is Director, Planning, Research and Forecasting at the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. Good to see you and thanks for your time. Not too good a moment for Nigerians and specifically those around the northern region. Give us an overview, Doctor, of the recent flood situation in Jigawa and other parts of northern Nigeria.
Good evening, viewers. Thank you for having me. Well, we want to say the flood in Jigawa is an unfortunate incident. Like you read on the news, the House Committee on Ecological Fund chairman was there and he spoke of the likely things that would have happened. The flood in Jigawa has become very perennial. It happens every year. As of today, we are aware that 7 local governments have been seriously affected. 30 lives have been lost, very unfortunate, and so many thousands of hectares of cultivated farmland has been submerged. Climate change plays a very significant role, and our attitude to the environment too has a lot of role to play. At the wake of the season when NIMET and NISA released their prediction, NEMA started the preparedness campaign, specifically we're in Jigawa from the Kano Territorial Office, and the do and don'ts were taken to these beneficiaries. When this happened, NEMA did not rest on its oar. For your information, we have an office in Kano, and immediately the office went into action with SEMA to see what happened. You know, response to flood start with even the passage of information to the public.
Okay, that brings us to your early warning, and how effective has that been?
I would say it's been effective. We've been to the highly probable local governments, all in Nigeria, using our zonal, territorial and operation offices. But Jigawa is just an exceptional case, very unfortunate, but we are believing going forward, there will be lesson learned.
What makes it exceptional?
Exceptional is that this is August, and people will naturally think this rain will come in September, they will prepare for it. So it caught some of the residents napping. That's why I say it's unfortunate, it's exceptional. And most of those settlements, like we got in our reports, are settlements that are close to flood plains. So that's why I say it's unfortunate, because would have been told that when you see the water coming, please relocate to higher ground, allow the water to, but when it recedes, you can come back and do your farming activity.
Well, you're not a weatherman, so now disaster is upon us, quite unfortunate, and lives have been lost. It brings us asking the challenges NEMA faces in its disaster response efforts.
Well, disaster, as you know, we will not write you a letter. It comes when it is going to come. What we know we have done is to leverage on the support of our stakeholders and our partners. But what we still need to do more is for subnational entities to come on board and do the needful. Because this disaster will happen at the backyard of somebody. There's a chairman of a local government there, and there are states. So we stay appealing. My DG Zubaida Omar has gone to some states of the Federation to appeal to governors to please give backing to the SEMA, legal and institutional backing, so that these SEMAs can be functional and they can perform their duty. And if you have a functional SEMA, it is equally important to have local emergency management committees that will work at the local level, so that these messages of prevention, messages of preparedness can actually get to the people that need it, and those are the people who are the rural areas.
In other words, can you discuss, if you will, any innovative ways by technology that will ease or give some kind of precise prediction in terms of warning? Since you say, well, disaster doesn't actually write us a letter, but there are technology that to use. Are you working to seeing that NEMA has that?
For the purpose of knowledge, NEMA alone does not work in isolation. We work with our critical stakeholder. NEMA is there, which is an organization that does production.
We know all of that. So
good.
I'm
what
restricting mine to NEMA.
Yeah, talking of technology, we are leveraging on the capability of some of these agencies. And when you strengthen your relationship, definitely there will be way forward for all of us. So we are not resting on our oars. Once we have things like this, we call ourselves together, quickly look at it, where did we go wrong, what do we need to do, with the aim of getting technology to assist us. Like NASDRA, if anything happens, they can do seismic imagery for us to see the pattern of this disaster. So we are working with others.
You started by mentioning climate change. How is it impacting flood patterns in Nigeria?
Because the rains is at the beginning of the year, there are predictions on how the pattern of rainfall is going to be. But with climate change, things will change. You remember, like 2 weeks ago, people were even scared. There was no rain in Abuja. People were beginning to say, oh, what is wrong? Oh, we expect August break, but not July break. But it came in July, so it means with climate change, there are variations that will come up, and nobody is in control of that. And if that will affect rainfall, definitely it will affect the expectation of people, and some of this flood could catch some of our people napping.
And for those not living in Abuja, it's been raining all day today in Abuja.
But you can be sure that your drainage system in Abuja is perfect. So water, if it rains in Abuja in less than 5 minutes, you don't even find flood water on the road. But there are locations in Nigeria that even after 1 hour, the roads are still impassable. So
and Dr. Bandele brings us to collaboration. So how is NEMA collaborating with some of these states? You know, you have your agencies across the states. So how are you collaborating to ensure that we have a semblance of what we have in Abuja?
Yes. If you heard me when I started, I said even up till last week, NEMA zonal territorial and operation offices were in states at highly probable local government to ensure that these people are taught ways of proper waste management, because you can't remove improper waste management from cause of flooding, especially when you're talking of urban flooding, which we call flash flooding. So we are not resting on us. We have decentralized into 17 locations in Nigeria, and the DG has intention to do more. So we're in touch with the state, and we hope the state will leverage on our collaboration and give their citizens the best of what we're doing.
Dr. Bandele, many thanks for coming on Newsnight.
Thank you very much for having me.